Hello and welcome to the RNG Manipulation tutorial for Fire Red and Leaf Green using Autocontroller 2. This tutorial is specifically for Japanese version because at the time of this recording, there is no seed list available for 10 lines and a different tool will be used. You can use Autocontroller 2 with 10 lines since it basically replaces Eon Timer and helps you do precise, accurate input every time. I will not be explaining how to set up Autocontroller 2 here. There will be a link in the description for the download and a video on how to set it up. Or you can join my Discord server if you have any questions. I will also expect you to know some Japanese in order to use the tool since you're already playing the Japanese game. You will need the following tools for this tutorial. All links will be in the description. 3-gen search for listing possible Pokemon and look for the Pokemon you hit. This tool is in Japanese. The initial seed list. Autocontroller 2 configure with 0 connection. Capture card is not required. A calculator for converting between frames and milliseconds. Your trainer ID and secret ID. These will be required for hunting shiny. More detail in a bit. To get your secret ID glitchless in Generation 3, you will need a shiny Pokemon. Luckily, Autocontroller 2 have provided multiple programs to auto-hunt shiny Pokemon. Starter reset, gift reset, and overall shiny program, etc. It's highly recommended you use overall shiny program since it's the fastest and after you have unlocked the bike, which you also have access to daycare which you can avoid EV training of shiny Pokemon. Once you caught your shiny Pokemon, input the stats to an IV calculator, link in the description. If the Pokemon is low level, you won't be able to get the exact IVs. In that case, you will have to level it up. This is where the daycare is used, or if you have rare candies. Once leveled up, input a new row of stats. Repeat this until you have the exact IVs. Next, you will need a Pokefinder. In Generation 3 tools, IVs to PIDs. Enter the shiny Pokemon's IVs, nature and your trainer ID. This should give you your secret ID. Method 1 is for static Pokemon. Method 2 and 4 are for wild encounters. Now that you have your secret ID, save it somewhere since you will be able to use it for all RNG hunts for your save file. First, you will need to look for the target Pokemon. In this tutorial, I will hunt for shiny Eevee. Open the initial seed list. You will have to choose what setting combination to use. I'll use mono and help this time. Make sure you have the same settings in game and save the game. Copy the seed list and paste it to 3-gen search. For target frame, because of the continuous screen and flashback in Fire Red Leaf Green, the minimum frame is around 500. For now, we will set it to 2000 plus and minus 1000. For Pokemon with long animations like Deoxys, this will need to be increased. Select the target Pokemon. Make sure nature is cleared. Input your trainer ID and secret ID. Check shiny checkbox. Choose the correct game version and press calculate. This will be the list of possible seed and advanced frame combination to get the shiny Pokemon. To pick a seed, there are a few things you need to be aware of. If you go back to the list of initial seeds, there are frames like 2016 that contain multiple seeds and you should not go for those seeds. To be absolutely safe, you should only go for the frames that only has the same seed like 2023 which all have the seed E01C. You also don't want to use the seeds at the start or at the end of the list. Pick a seed that is somewhere in the middle. In this tutorial, I will pick the seed 61AA and frame 1719. If we check the initial seed list, you will find the seed 61AA exists in all 2282 frame. For now, let's set the seed and the target frame in the tool. We will now start using Autocontroller 2. Go to RNG Manipulation program. To get seed time, you will need to convert it from seed frame. So 2282 divided by 60 times 1000 equals to 38033. Since the initial seed is checked from Nintendo Switch 1 and I'm using Nintendo Switch 2, I'll put minus 1500 in seed calibrate to account for the delay difference. Then let's jump to overall frames. I'll set this to 600 for now and this will not be changed. Continued frames, you'll need to subtract the overall frames from your target frame twice. So 1719 minus 600 equals to 519. Since I'm hunting for Eevee, there's no dialogue to go through, but for gift Pokemon or Sweet Send RNG, you will need to do extra inputs before the final A press. For this, you either have to write your own command or record it. Let's use Sweet Send as an example. Use Command Recorder program. Set Nothing setting to disable. Make sure the X menu cursor is at the top. Then start the program. Navigate the Sweet Send button and stop the program. A command will be generated. Copy and paste this to command after flashback. This command will run after the flashback and before the final A press. But the total time to run this command must fit in between. Otherwise, you won't be able to start the program and it will tell you how many frames needed for the overall frames. When you increase overall frames, you must deduct twice that amount in continuous screen frames. Before starting the program, you will have to close and reopen the game, then immediately press home. For Switch 1, you may have to wait a bit before pressing home, then you can start the program. Now that you got your first Pokemon, you will need to find out what seed and advance you landed. Input the stats of the Pokemon. Select correct nature. I'll ignore gender since it is easy to filter. Then uncheck shiny and calculate. You should only see one result on the list. If you see multiple, you will have to level it up and narrow down the results. So I've hit seed 9A91. Checking seed list, it could be frame 2254 or 2255. I'll pick 2255 for now. Convert this to seed time 37583. Input this to hit seed and click update. This will update the seed calibrate number. For continued delay, it says I'm late by 208 advances. To get the actual missed frames, we'll have to divide this number by 2 to 104. Notice there will be a problem if this is an odd number. In that case, your command after flashback must include saving the game. This will advance by 43, which will fix the odd parity. You should now be calibrated. Set up the game again and run the program. And booyah! It's that easy. I got quite lucky here on first calibration, but if you don't get your target Pokemon, you'll just have to repeat the calibration process again until you hit the target. Sometimes you may only miss by plus or minus 1 seed. In that case, it might be worth trying the same setting again before adjusting. If you got your target, the seed calibrate value can likely be reused for any other RNG hunts, since all seed generations should have this exact calibrated delay. And that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, drop the comment below or join my Discord. See you next time for more Autocontroller 2 update. Peace.